everybody, thank you so much for clicking on my video to watch. So for today's video, I showed you guys all my tips and tricks on how I open up my eyes and just make them appear bigger and wider. I included my favorite trick in here that I figured out a couple months back, so I'm really excited to show you guys that. Before we get on into the video, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell beside the subscribe button so you can get notified every time I upload a new video. Also be sure to like it if you do enjoy it, and if you'd like to know all my tips and tricks, then please just keep watching. The first step that I like to do to make your eyes appear bigger is to have them not look tired. So I have under eye bags, so I like to use an eye cream. Specifically this morning I used the Clinique Pep Start eye cream. I really like this eye cream for the daytime because it just lifts your eyes and wakes them up. And I do just like to use this in my morning skincare routine, so I don't put it on right before my makeup because I don't want any of my other makeup to slide around on top of the eye cream. So this is all synced into my skin since this morning. Also, I'm really sorry if the lighting changes or if you can hear any booming because there is a thunderstorm outside and it's raining and it's so windy right now. But it's been like this for a couple days, so I thought I'd start filming now anyways. So I'm really sorry if you can hear that. I'm gonna just quickly prime my face before I show you my next step. Continuing on to ensure my under eyes don't look tired, I'm gonna go into one of my favorite products ever, and this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Underpainting Palette. I also use this palette in how to cover up dark circles and in basically every single one of my videos. The palette shade I have is light, and I'm going to take this pink shade. It's perfect for correcting your dark circles. I have a lot of blue and purple discoloration, especially on the inner corners of my eyes, so that's where I'm going to focus most of the product, and I'm just going to use my finger to apply it. I also make sure to get my eyelid because I have a lot of veins up there and I want to cover those up. This specific shade also has a brightening effect to it, so it is going to brighten up your under eyes as well. Okay, so this is what my under eyes look after the fact. It kind of looks like I have put on concealer, but it also corrected my dark circles, which I love. I am obsessed with this product. So I'm going to finish off my face makeup and come back to the eyes afterwards. I knew I was forgetting something. I forgot to mention before I did my underpainting palette are eye gels. They help so much with brightening up your under eyes and just lifting them up. That's alright because these first 3 steps were basically the same steps I have in my how to correct and conceal dark circles video. So if you want to see all those steps in action, then just head on over to that video. The eye patches I've been loving right now are these Patchology Rejuvenating Eye Gels. Also, one of my all-time favorite eye gels are actually from Amazon, and they're gold, and they work so well. They completely diffuse this divot I have on the inner corners of my eyes, so definitely check those out. They come in a huge pack for only $9, so I will link them down below. Continuing on with brightening still, I'm going to go into my concealer, and to really brighten and lift your eyes up, you are probably going to want to choose a concealer that's maybe 2 shades lighter than your skin tone, just to really give that highlighting effect. My favorite one right now is this Revlon Color Stay Concealer, and I have the shade Fair, and I think that this is their lightest shade. Another one that I really like is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer. That's also in the shade Fair. It just has a lighter coverage than this one does, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. So not only am I going to place it underneath my eyes, but I'm also going to place it on my eyelid to also brighten that area. After I blend out this concealer, I'm going to lock it all into place by baking with my RCMA No Color Powder. And this powder is great because it does say on the back here, it will never alter your foundation shade or your natural skin tone, which is very true. So this concealer that I placed on is going to keep its color, which is exactly what I'm going to want. I'm not going to leave it baking for too long because I want to do another step, so I'll only leave it on for a couple of minutes. But really quickly, I'm going to show you an extra little something. Lifting your brows up will also make it appear like your eyes are being lifted up as well. So if you brush your brow hairs upwards, then that obviously already lifts them up a little bit. And then if you just want to focus on your arch and also bring it up, then that's another little trick that I like to do. Using small upwards strokes, I'm just going to place the product in instead of just taking my brow product and dragging down and making that point, which I normally do. This technique I just do upwards motions and bringing all the brows up. I don't really know what a better way to explain it is. I'm trying my best, but if you can just kind of see what I'm doing here. And again, because I don't want this baking too long, I'm going to wipe it off really quickly before I finish my brows. Basically, if you were to raise your brow up, you can see it kind of lifts your eyelid up. That's the effect that I'm trying to get without obviously having to do this all day. The only time I'm going to do a downward stroke is just to connect my tail here. Okay, you guys might cringe at this next step. I already put a powder on underneath my eyes, but a little trick that I like to do is take a brightening eye powder and put it just on the inner corners of my eyes, just a little bit. If you are worried about your under eyes caking up, you can completely skip this step. I'm gonna go ahead and use this Ofra banana powder. I never hear anybody talk about this, and I got it in my Ipsy bag a while ago, and I have just been loving it. So I just take a little bit of it on this e.l.f. blush brush and tap off the excess. I really don't take a lot of it, and then I just place it on the inner corners of my under eyes, and it just brightens them up a tiny bit. I'm not sure if you will be able to tell on the camera, but for me, I can definitely tell the difference. So this is the last step I'm going to do to brighten up the base of my eyes. And I'm going to take a very light white shade just to put all over my lid. And the shade I'm using is called Imagine from my IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty Essentials palette. I'm going to apply that shade with a fluffy flat top brush. And always make sure to get this inner part of your lid and the brow bone. Now it's really raining outside. You guys can probably hear it. I really hope you can. Okay, the next step I'm so excited for. And I just found this step because one day I was doing my eyeshadow. I didn't want to fully put the second shade all around my outer corners, so I did this technique. And then after I looked at my eyes, I just noticed how much it lifted my eyes up and how much bigger they looked. So this is the technique I did. First, I took a light brown shade, and this can work with any colors that you want. But I'm going to go into my Anastasia Prism palette and take this shade called Unity, and I'm going to place this shade into my crease with a big fluffy crease brush. But I'm not going to drag it down onto my lid. I'm going to get it kind of into the crease and just above where my brow bone is, right here. And I'm going to use a light hand with this. And I'm not going to drag it onto my outer corners either. I'm just going to focus this into the crease and above it. And then the next shade I'm going to take is called Parallel, and it's a deeper brown. And I'm going to use the same brush and just take a very little amount of it because I don't want it to turn out muddy. And I'm going to take it on the very outer part of my crease and only focus it into my crease as well, and then right where my brow bone hits, which is actually right here on me, so it's just below my actual brow. Now I just made a nail mark in my eyelid. So yeah, I'm going to place this shade in here. I like to just place some of the shade and then use the excess to do the other eye, but I want to show you the before and after. So that's why I just took a very lesser amount than I normally would. I would normally just pick up the shade and put a little bit here and blend it out afterwards, just using all the product that I had picked up at first. But for this video, I want to show you guys the before and after. So I'm just going to blend this out, and I kind of stopped the shade right here, as you can see. So I didn't even bring it fully halfway into my lid, just on the outer part. And there we go, before and after. And as you can see, it just kind of lifts up your eyelid and makes your eyes appear a little bit bigger. This has been in my everyday makeup routine. I'm always doing this trick because it's so easy and effortless to do, but it completely just lifts up your eyes. If you want to use any of these steps, this is my favorite one. And since I'm used to just doing it the other way, I actually did put a little bit too much on, but that's okay. So that's my little special technique. As you can see, I didn't connect it anywhere. I'm just kind of letting it float there. This next technique I actually learned from someone else. It was when I went to that Clinique event. One of the girls there showed me this, and I believe her name was Sarah. She was telling me if you take a navy blue just on the very outer corners of your eye, it opens them up a little bit, and it actually works. I used the eyeliner on me, but I only have this eyeshadow in my IT Cosmetics palette, so I'm going to use that. I'm just going to try and take a very little amount of it just on this pointy detailed crease brush here. She took it on the inner part of my outer corner, if that makes any sense, kind of on my waterline, and she did use an eyeliner, so I don't know how well this is going to work, but you basically just take the product and put it right there on the outer corner of your waterline. Here's the before and after, and as you can see, it kind of just opens them up a little bit more. It's actually really cool, and I was super impressed when she did that on me. It makes your eyes look a little bit more extended outwards, and I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other corner. I think she also used a little bit more than I'm using, but I can't quite remember exactly. But yeah, that's that. It's so cool. I can't take any credit for this technique, although I wish I could. Just to open and lift my eyes up even more, I'm going to take the same highlighter I used on my face today. It's the Mary Luminizer by The Balm, and I'm going to take this on my brow bone, and that's going to lift my eyes up. And I'm also going to place it on the inner corners of my eyes. So that navy blue shade opened up the outer corners of our eyes, and now this highlight is going to open up the inner corners. Alright, I'm sure we all know this trick, but it's either taking a white or a nude eyeliner and placing it on your lower waterline. I actually like to do first is take a black eyeliner and just place it on the very outer corners of my eyes, and then take the white eyeliner and fill in the rest and kind of let it ombre out. If I had a nude eyeliner, I would just use the nude eyeliner, but sometimes I don't like taking a white just to my waterline because sometimes it can make it look a little bit harsh and you can just tell you're putting a white eyeliner in your lower waterline. That's why I like to take the black one first. I don't use much of the black because a black will close off your eyes and it tends to actually make them look smaller, so I just like to use a little bit of it. Not even taking it halfway in, just here on the outer corners. And then I'm going to fill in the rest with my white eyeliner, and this one is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk. I put some mascara on. I use this CoverGirl Flourish by Lash Blast mascara. It separates your lashes really well and it doesn't leave them all clumped together. So if you wanted just mascara, then I would suggest this one just because it does separate those lashes and helps them feather out. If I was just wearing the mascara, then I would put a couple more layers on. But since I'm going to go in with lashes, I'm going to keep it at one layer. And the lashes I'm going to use are the Ardell 105 Glamour lashes. They feather out. They also look really natural. So they're really going to open up and lift our eyes since they do that feather out effect. What you're going to make sure that you want to do with your lashes is have them facing upwards. If you put them straight on, then they are going to close off your eyes. And then obviously if you put them downwards, then they're going to close off your eyes even more. So we want to make sure we lift them up. So I just take my lashes like this, turn them upwards, and place them on my upper lash line like that. And if you're looking down at a mirror, it makes it so much easier to apply your lashes. Once I get the middle part on, I even like to push it up again and just make sure that it's all facing up. And I go ahead and grab my outer corner, squeeze that on, and once the outer corner is on, again I push it up. And then I do the inner corner and do the exact same thing. I put a little bit too much glue on the inner corner so it's not quite dried yet. So once they're on, I just make sure that my lashes are curling up towards the brow. And that's what's going to make your eyes appear bigger and more open. Both my lashes are on now. I also tight lined my upper lash line, and just the last step to finish it all off, I'm going to use the same mascara. And not only is this going to blend my real lashes and fake lashes together, but it's also going to help lift them up even furthermore. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Alright, well that is it for the tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that I explained and got across everything properly to you guys, but I was just basically showing you my techniques on how to brighten, lift, and open your eyes just to make them appear bigger and wider. Please don't forget to subscribe before you leave and like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!